From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning on Mornings LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people in the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. But why are Purple Hawks going to do even better under this fourth stimulus recon? Then we cut to the big breaking world exclusive on this channel. Bernie Sanders asking your support as the Purple Power is ready to make history again. This channel made history with putting a second stimulus check into the second stimulus package. And now there's a push underway for us to do it again under fourth stimulus. The world exclusive and all the breaking news that is turning heads comes up in this recording, and it starts right here, right now, as the toast is toasted. The butter is buttering, and this is Mornings LALATE. Day here, live with you in Santa Monica, California, as we go over your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. We'll go over why those Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks, and why the deliciousness as the coffee's brewing, the toast is toasting, and the butter is buttering is the fourth stimulus recon, the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel, and why $3.5 trillion of checks, application base for the Purple Hawks, is going to be deliciousness. Then we cut to the big breaking world exclusive, broke first on this channel, as the number one player in the game says he'll do a monthly stimulus check but needs your support. And this is where, as a Purple Hawk and a Purple Power, you will soar. You made history under second stimulus, and you're set to do it again under fourth stimulus. And the big breaking details start right here, right now, on LALATE, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America, live in the morning and then taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is a whole slot of programming today, so subscribe. 400,000 subscribers is a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. The link is under the video. Meantime, if you haven't signed up for those LALATE alerts, you need to do so. It's totally free. It's at news.lalate.com/alerts. A link to it is in the description of this video. Put your name and email address in. It's totally free, and then it gets that confirmation email out to you. Watch for it. Hit that subscribe. Hit that confirmation, and then away you go. On the road or on the plane, you can get those alerts wherever you are, like this one, about anything that's happening across the board in the financial markets. And let's cut to that monthly stimulus check, House versus Senate, Senate versus House, and who wants to give you what? Warren, Sanders, and Wyden want you to have a monthly stimulus check, pandemic plus 1 year. No, they want to give you a monthly stimulus check for an amount unknown and a duration unknown. That is Warren, Wyden, and Sanders. Then we have AOC and Omar, $2,000 a month. A duration we do not know. They don't delineate as well. Then we have the incredible details of the House Ways and Means, writing the president a letter saying a monthly fourth stimulus check. They don't say how many or the amount. Then we have the American petition, $2,000 a month, being demanded by nearly 4 million signatures of Americans. But the one item that's captivating the country still remains that House bill, pandemic plus 1 year, which would be $1,000 after the first month, up to 12 months, at least $13,000. So I have an opinion. Vote House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is on this beautiful morning's broadcast. Who gets this fourth stimulus check? You do. Single individual, 75,000 or less. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 or less. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Family of 4, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Democrats represent, you get one as well. The fourth stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable. And the fourth stimulus check will be the same amount for adult dependents and everyone else. And finally, the fourth stimulus check is not a waivable check. It would not come in waves. It would be a monthly stimulus check. So if you are at the beach today and a check comes up to you and waves at you, oh, It's not a U.S. check. It's a tourist. It's the French check. Kisses on both cheeks. Yeah, it's the Italian check then. And there you go. In the second half of this video, we'll go over the deliciousness of the Forced Stimulus Recon. $3.5 trillion of checks coming to you, but mostly application-based. I'll explain what that means in the second half of this video. But stay to the final 15 minutes as we go over the world exclusive, as one major legislator wants you to get support behind him for a monthly stimulus check. I'll have how you can change history once again on this channel. But first, hey, let's get some money. The incredible details about forced stimulus and third stimulus dichotomy is the following. Fourth stimulus is not paying this week, but third stimulus is. And viewers are getting a fortune from it. Purple Hawks, if you haven't become members under the video, are killing it. Last week, we had 3 viewers who started the week at $0. By the middle of the week, they were at $40,000 they had obtained. And by the weekend, one of them got several more items, and he got it to $80,000. His name is Johnny. Johnny really killed it because he didn't stop at 3 items. He went and got 7. Johnny got $12,000 for SNAP. He got $10,000 for EIDL. Then he got $2,000 for taxes. He got $21,000 for rent with another $25,000 on top of that for rent as well. Then $9,000 for utilities, and then he got $50 a month for internet as well, bringing his grand total to $80,000. This can be you. You can be the next Johnny. So get that pen and paper ready because I'm going to get you some money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities this day, this week, right now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now, right today. Let's go over the monies that the Purple Hawks are getting for rent and its absolute deliciousness. The average amount that people are getting for rent is over $20,000. Wow, look at these incredible numbers. There's a little at $27,000 for rent. Great job, Purple Hawk. $25,000, $24,000, $22,000, $20,000. When we talk about utilities, we saw Johnny got $9,000. So yeah, the numbers are going higher by the day among the Purple Hawks. You're getting better than the day before. Then when we turn up to the incredible details of SNAP, oh my goodness. Louis getting $18,000 for SNAP. There's Johnny. But yes, you saw that another Johnny, the one I led with, he got $16,000. And you're going to meet someone in a second who got $19,000. There's Nancy with the third item. Oh my goodness. So Nancy joins Niecy with 3 items. Triple crown. Nancy getting $32,000 from this channel. Niecy, $23,000 for this channel. And Mark getting $32,000 from 2 items from this channel. I have another new update about Mark today. 4 updates and now a 5th. Number 1, Mark got 2 items from this channel at $32,000, rent and utilities. But for 5 days on camera, I said to Mark, I'll get SNAP because it's a SNAP to get. Did you hear that? Is it good audio? Should I do 2 snaps? There we go. He got 2 snaps, and but he only got 1 snap. And so what happened? He went and got SNAP, and then he got that SNAP in less than 5 days. Incredible, great news. Then he told his neighbor to come and watch this channel. He said, watch that kid. People are getting big sums of money from that kid. The neighbor went from $0 to $20,000 of rent in less than 5 days. In fact, we saw that same thing happen over the weekend. Shanae, a member, a Purple Hawk of 2 months, she said, I told my friend about your channel, and now she's addicted to you. Thank you. And her friend got $21,000 from this channel in less than 5 days. Got $9,000 for rent, $5,000 for utilities, and $6,000 annualized for SNAP. Wow. We also have success stories from Dawn, Mary, Joanne, and Becca, Leanne, who got help from Crayola. So what was the next great news from Mark? Mark got that SNAP, but he realized I can get more items. And the revelation is that Mark is trying to get more than just 3 items. And I'll have more about his updates later this week. So Mark is going for more than 3 items. Finally, Mark got that SNAP. And how much did he get? He got $19,000 annualized for SNAP, bringing his grand total to $50,500. And this is what we do on this channel because, boy, look at this, $50,500. And we're not done there yet because Lorraine got over $105,000. And this is what we do because this is LALATE. We've been doing this since day 1. We're here to get big sums of money on this channel, not track checks. And in April of last year, I launched this channel because people had applied for that EIDL loan and EIDL grant, and we're not getting approved. So on camera and off camera, I personally handheld them through the application process, getting them out of the stuck vortexes of 330, 331, and 48, as I revealed on the channel at the time, bombshell, and getting $25 million of EIDL loans approved, saving their homes, their businesses, and their employees' homes. Then 3 days later, a new thing going live. Very, very confusing. In fact, most people didn't know what it was. It went live. It was supposed to go live in all 51 states, all of the states of the country on April 28th, but it didn't. Florida and Texas were delayed by 2 months. But eventually I went through the application one at a time with viewers on camera, and I got viewers like Eileen Bellenkamp out of Florida. Eventually, 2 months later, $15,000. What was that? PUA. In fall of 2020, you need help with second stimulus, but it wasn't coming. So I got viewers $250,000 for rent. Like Mark and his family of 4 out of Boston getting $16,000 for rent, paying all his rent from December to the spring. But now we're doing it bigger and bolder than ever before, so get a pen and paper ready. If you haven't become a Purple Hawk, the link is under the video. Here is the details. I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to. Each has different eligibility. So if one says no, reach out to the next. Also, understand that there's the same amount of money in every state based upon the amount of residents in the state given from the federal government. Third, if one says no when you reach out to one of the 6, keep on pushing. Who cares? Because they have different pots of money. They also have different eligibility. Finally, listen to the keywords I say in the video and do not insert disqualification ideas preset in your mind. Untrue. Here we go. You're going to reach out to your city hall, your city house authority. That's 2. Your county hall, your county house authority. That's 4. And your state hall and your state house authority. That's 6. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, rent or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus or Mitch's fan club. And there you go. Congratulations to Tim and Linda who got this wonderful pot of money for rent. If you got a rent or utilities, post in the live chat right now. The next pot of the money is the money for SNAP, and it's coming back from Department of Agriculture. What is SNAP? It's money for food. Eligibility is a SNAP. It's very easy to get, and it's for your food. Family of 4 out of Hawaii would get upwards of $16,000 a year, but now you saw Mark at $19,000. Guess what? He's heading to $25,000. Oh my goodness, what happened? I delivered the breaking news on camera last week. Department of Agriculture is raising everyone's benefits, an average of 25% lifetime automatically nationwide starting in October. So Mark is going to bounce from 19 to 25,000. Lynn Glenn got it for herself, her son, and her mom, and Gail got it as well. If you got that snap, post in the live chat right now. The next part of the money is the refund check coming back from your state due to overpayment of unemployment benefits and a computer error. You heard the breaking news yesterday. Microsoft is rolling out Windows 11. The first new operating system in nearly 6 years since Windows 10. The federal government has ordered the states to return this money back to you. One viewer got $3,000, another viewer got $5,000. But the federal government has also ordered the states to upgrade the computer system. But I'm running Windows 10. The federal government said, no, that's Windows 1910, when you had to rub some sticks together to turn on the computer. Doesn't work anyway. And then the last refund check is the one coming back from IRS for that payment you made on that 2020 tax return. Mark got a card, got it, Michael got it. And yes, the average check is supposed to be about $1,200, but one viewer got $1,400. Mark got $1,400. Johnny got $1,800. And there are some viewers who are getting over $2,000. Mark got a card, got it, Michael got it. More about that in a second, but here's a personal message from me to you. It's important to know that I launched this channel for you to get cash checks, not to track checks. And you are helping other people as well. So post your success stories on the live chat right now to inspire people to pick up the phone and call. Because when you post your success stories for rent, utilities, food, or internet, you help people so many ways. First, a lot of people need that inspiration to just pick up the phone. Then when they see these numbers, they realize, I just got to pick up the phone and call. Then they realize the numbers are bigger and bolder than they ever were. There are people who never heard of these items, like Snap, Larry, and Maui getting $6,000 a year because of this channel. And then there's viewers like Art Sullivan and Nisi who inspired us to get multiple sums of money. And now we have viewers like Mark who say, you know what, let's keep on pushing. And Johnny getting 7 items. So post your success stories in the live chat and let's keep on pushing. And with that, what about those remainder of those unemployment benefits? Yes, they're landing by direct deposit. Go to iris.gov and do a transcript search. And 70% of the time it will work to reveal the taxes in your file, the taxes you paid, and the refund check you're getting. Can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now, deal done, signed, sealed. A $3.5 trillion recon is a done deal. It became a done deal last week. That reconciliation confirms that 1, there will be a recon. 2, it'll be $3.5 trillion. And 3, it will be all checks for you. Here's something to explain. Stimulus checks that come from IRS directly from them to you, like Department of Treasury. Those are not yet confirmed, but everything else is confirmed in that recon. $3.5 trillion of checks, generally all application-based. The ones that come from IRS would not be application-based, of course, but these other ones, deliciousness, and you've been doing since day one. Let's go over all the incredible great news and how we got to this place. We got to this place by taking roads and bridges out of the recon and putting into something called the bipartisan. That roads and bridges removal made everything passable, and that's what a conservative publication confirms of my reporting. It says that by taking the higher number of the recon made it harder to pass initially. There you go. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the money from the recon, roads and bridges put in the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. And there you go. There's two types of reports you'll watch, two types of news sites you would look at. One where they report news after it happens, or one that reports news months before it happens. And that's what I do here. I report to you breaking news, world exclusives before it happens. This is not a channel where there's just financial news 24/7. This is a channel where I'm getting you money. And in the month of June and July, I told you that the Democrats had met House senators and the president to agree upon a recon, and that they had agreed upon doing what? At a price tag of $3.5 trillion. So that when the vote happened last week, it was a done deal. Incredible, great news. They had wanted a big enough price tag, and that's why, but going into those negotiations, they said we need to go big and bold. That's why Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat Minnesota, and Representative Richie Torres, Democrat New York, both progressives, had said initially, before agreeing upon the price, we need to go big. He said we need a larger recon. She said we have to have a recon that goes as big and bold as we want it. Once everyone had agreed upon the price tag, but before they had voted on it, the president told them, protect my recon, because everything in there is checks for the American people. Progressive checks, which is the president's priorities, confirms Jalapal and Brian Schatz. So what is a recon? What is a bipartisan? What is the difference between reconciliation and bipartisan? What is recon procedural and what is recon substantive? Let's go over all the incredible details starting right now. We have two items we have to do, recon and also bipartisan. When you look at the two paths, very, very different items. So path number one is your money. That is recon, also called reconciliation, also called budget bill, price tag $3.5 trillion, also called Democratic spending plan or progressive reform plan. The bipartisan, not your money, roads and bridges, also called infrastructure, price tag $1.5 trillion. For a recon procedural, we're considering one and then a second thing. Number one, are we doing a recon? We are. And are we separating the money to the committees? $5 trillion here and not $5 trillion, $5 there and $10 there. Yes, that's what we're doing. In recon substantive, we're going over how to spend the money. How to spend the money. Now that a committee is given the money, how is the committee spending the money? More about that in the final 15 minutes and the world exclusive coming up in a second. But first, let's go over how we got to this wonderful spot. We got to this wonderful spot from Jalapal, who recently wrote Schumer a letter saying, chuck all the vote on the recon. That letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100-plus House Democrats, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon. Wow. Can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of the House Ways and Means Committee recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon. That's the House Ways and Means Committee. Sound familiar? Yes. That's what we led at the start of this video with. They are among the group that is calling for a monthly stimulus check in the forced stimulus package. We have Warren, Sanders, and Wyden in a letter to the president saying monthly, but the amount unknown and the number of months unknown. We have AOC and Omar saying $2,000 a month, but they're not saying how many months. We have $1,000 a month for pandemic plus 1 year. We have the House Ways and Means, which we just went over, monthly, but they don't say how many. And there you go. Can we top that? We can. As Biden did it, 8 weeks ago, he went overseas for a ceremonial signature for something called the global minimum corporate tax rate. And that global minimum corporate tax rate, no longer an issue because it's out of the recon, making it easier to write the recon and easier to pass the recon, making it easier to pass it and make it easier to be done. There you go. In the final 15 minutes of this video, so much happening, a lot of breaking news, a lot of world exclusives. We'll go over what it means for recon procedural versus recon substantive, and what this recon substantive application base means. It's incredible great news, especially if you're Purple Hawk. You're going to clean up. We're going to go over all these different checks that are in there confirmed, and then what the push is underway. We'll go over the world exclusive, how this channel once again can change history. In December of 2020, this was the channel I was the host, and you were the pushers to change history by getting a stimulus check into the second stimulus package. No one was going to give you a second stimulus check. No one. And I came up with the idea of CR for stimulus, or stimulus for CR, putting a stimulus check into the CR. We pushed and we pushed and we pushed, and we got it in there. Well, now it's our turn to make history again, because the number one player in the game is saying he needs your support from this channel. I'll explain the world exclusive and everything that's coming up in the second half of this video. But first, if you haven't gotten one item from this channel, I want you to do it right today. Pick up that phone and get that money for rent, utilities, food, internet, because then you're going to be ready to pounce under for stimulus. It's going to be incredible, great news. Then if you can't get the remainder of the items, reach out to the volunteers. Where are they? They're in the description of this video. Go down the description and find the link. Here's a little bit about them more, and I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as the big final 15 minutes and the second half of Mornings LA heats up live from Santa Monica. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the continuation of Mornings LALATE heats up right now, live from Santa Monica, with incredible great new details about your fourth stimulus check of 2021. We'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we got to the recon. A done deal signed, sealed, of $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you in the fourth stimulus recon. We'll go over what some of those checks are in the second half of this video. Then we cut to the world exclusive, only on this channel, as the number one individual in the game is preparing to give you monthly stimulus checks. All of that, details, and more. But first, thank you for joining me live from Santa Monica, and subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. Next up, 1 million. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. The link is under the video and also in the description. Meantime, if you haven't signed up for those LA alerts, you need to do so. The alerts are in the description as well. It's news.lalate.com, so you do not miss a video across the board. Put your name and email address in, and then you're ready to go with getting alerts like this. Let's go over the incredible details of this stimulus, which is starting this week. This stimulus is the raise of your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI, and it starts with that drafting this month and goes to potential vote by November. Step one is to raise your benefits up lifetime, then apply a new asset limit, remove the apply an inflationary benchmark, and remove the income exclusion and remove the marriage penalty. Who is this for? It's for you if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSA, or multiple beneficiaries. Step one is they're going to raise your benefits up a lifetime. Step two is they're going to apply a new benchmark. The new benchmark is inflation. Where's inflation going? It's going up. It's going to be transitory. It's going to be transitory. It was a fancy word to mean it's going up to a peak and then coming back down. When? In December. Yes. Last week, the Federal Reserve's minutes were released in which it indicated that inflationary concern is very much there. And then at Jackson Hole, as I told you is going to, The Fed Chair Jay Powell said we're going to start potentially tapering in December because inflation is going too high. Great news for you because that's when they apply your benchmark. First, they'll raise your benefits up lifetime. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. Let's say that benchmark is 5% inflation. That means your benefits will go up another 5%, not just next year, but lifetime. Because once your benefits go up, they never go down. They're going to move the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. It's going to go away. They're going to remove the marriage penalty. They're going to remove the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 on hand. That's going to go away, and you'll be able to have some tacos in your hand. They're going to remove the income cap. They're going to remove the marriage penalty dating back to God knows how long. I think it was the 50s. And that will allow you to get married and no longer fear loss of benefits. And there you go. Will there be a fifth stimulus check? There will be. That will be next year under the fifth stimulus package the House Ways and Means Committee members represent. Finally, if you haven't become a Purple Hawk, what are you doing? If you're in the live chat and you see people who have a Purple Hawk emoji next to their name, you need to get it. Purple Hawks are cleaning up. Daily, I deliver from the Purple Hawks from me to you a breakdown of all the big money under first, second, and third stimulus for you to get. Tens of thousands of dollars that viewers are getting daily. Last week, 2 viewers started the week at 0. 1 viewer ended at 80,000, 2 ended at 40,000. The week before that, 3 viewers getting over 30,000. Over the last 2 weeks, 2 friends of viewers got over 20,000. 1 viewer, of course, you met 50,000. Lorraine getting 100,000 as well. So consider becoming a Purple Hawk. The link is in the description and also in the pinned comment. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now. Deal done, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you on the fourth stimulus recon. It's a done deal. Let me explain to you all the details starting right now. A recon has been done, and that recon procedural vote was passed, meaning that there will be a recon, and it will be $3.5 trillion, and it will be all checks for you of the American people. Confirmed, application-based checks. Now, what's an application-based check? It does not mean you're filling out a 50-page form. It means you're doing something other than waiting for it to land in your donut hand. It means you have to pick up the phone and call and ask for the money. Here are some of the items which are being considered, not a law yet, and certainly not bill yet. Checks for farmers, checks for free internet, lots of checks for workers, like checks for independent contractors, checks for seniors, like dental checks, vision checks, hearing checks, checks for clean energy, lots of checks for other things, like checks for the tax breaks, checks for free school meals for all, checks for cheaper prescription medication, and checks for other issues across the board. Incredible, great details. Now, you just saw how I went over things like vision and internet and hearing. Those are checks that would never be sent out from Department of Treasury or IRS. IRS sends out the normal, traditional stimulus check that is automatic, never application-based. But IRS Treasury knows nothing about your dental, vision, or internet. Those are handled by committees of the government, which asks you to reach out to them, say, I need this, send me the money. And they do. And that is application-based stimulus. We've been doing this since day one. It's April of last year, I launched this channel because people applied for the EIDL, needed help. 2 days later, I started helping people with the PUA, the UI, the PPP. Then I was helping people with PBT, getting raises to their monthly food benefits, the SNAP benefits, the internet, the rent, the food, the utilities. All these things revolved around you doing something like picking up the phone. You can do this. It's all application-based. And that is what we've been doing since day one. A lot of it. Those application-based stimuluses are part of what is called fourth stimulus substantive. Yesterday, Larry Pringle in the live chat on noontime said it so well. He said they're still drafting the recon substantive on how to spend the money among those application-based items, so you need to really push Purple Power to make sure they spend the money the right way. He could have not have said it any better. I mean, I could not have said it any better. It was brilliantly said by Larry Pringle. That's what recon substantive is right now. They've already agreed there's going to be $3.5 trillion of checks under recon procedural. It's law. But now they're doing how to spend the money. And that's why you have to push Purple Power. Step one is you have to push and go on social media and tell these elected officials they got to spend the money the right way. That's why I brought back Seats for Stimulus. Purple Power spirit involves social activism, economic activism, saying that we need the money spent the right way. They want to hear from you. 6 House seats are up for grabs this November. And those 6 House seats can determine the balance of power. Tell them to spend the right stimulus on us, because otherwise we take your seats. We got one item done last week. We got recon procedural done last week. Recon procedural done. Now we're on to recon substantive. We need to start it this week, but we're finishing it off. And this is where they're determining how to spend the money. So you need to push purple power across the board. And with that, then comes the details of the world exclusive. The world exclusive was delivered to you less than about 24 hours ago, but more details are coming out still today, and I'll have them throughout the day on this channel, so stay with me next with you at noontime live on air. Brother Joshua, a longtime viewer of this channel and a former volunteer as well for the community page, heard my recordings over the weekend. On the weekend, what did I say? I said pick up the phone and call Bernie Sanders' office, because Bernie Sanders actually went on record going into the weekend saying, I want to hear from the American people. And that means hearing from them. So what did Brother Joshua do? He called up to be heard. He called up to be heard because that's what Bernie Sanders said he wanted to hear. And he called up to be heard. And what did he say? I want to talk about stimulus checks. Spoke to Bernie Sanders' staffer in Washington. And guess what happened? A world exclusive delivered only on this channel. And I have the details starting for you right now. But first, let me tell you who Bernie Sanders is in the equation. He's not just a familiar name and a familiar face. Bernie Sanders, as a senator, Democrat and progressive, is the chairman of the Budget Committee. What's the Budget Committee on the Senate? The Budget Committee on the Senate is the committee that's doing the reconciliation budget bill. It's a budget bill, the recon. It's a budget bill. Guess who's the number one person leading that on the Senate side? Bernie Sanders. It's his committee, Budget Committee, and he's the chairperson. He's in charge of setting things out for drafting, modifying language. He's guiding force in the Senate among the senators. Who's the other guiding force? Chuck Schumer. And what did Chuck Schumer say over the weekend? Chuck Schumer says, I'm talking to Bernie 4 to 5 times a day about the language of this recon. What did Bernie Sanders say? He said, prior chairpersons of the Budget Committee usually stay in D.C. and do their own thing, but I like to go out among the people to hear what they have to say. Brother Joshua called out. And what can I report to you in a world exclusive only here on this channel? It starts right now. Bernie Sanders, in a world exclusive, his staffer tells Brother Joshua that Bernie Sanders will put a monthly fourth stimulus recon, reoccurring stimulus check provision in that recon of the following duration on a basis of a twist. More about that twist in a second. The checks would be monthly, and the check amounts would be somewhere between $1,000 to $1,400. The duration would be somewhere between 3 months to 6 months. Incredible, great news. But there's a twist. And what's the twist? Bernie Sanders' staffer says he'll only do it, Senator Sanders, is if he hears enough support from the American people. So this is your call to action, Purple Power. Your second time to change history. You did it with me in December of last year when there was no stimulus in the second stimulus package. In fact, it wasn't even a stimulus package. It was called the continuing resolution, the budget bill. Again, a budget bill, but the CR. And no one thought that anyone would ever think of putting stimulus, let alone stimulus checks, in a CR. I came up with the idea. I started the social media campaign, CR for stimulus. I had you push, we got it in there. Initially, they only wanted to put unemployment stimulus in there. We pushed back and said stimulus check. And that became the second stimulus check of $600. We changed history. Now is your opportunity again to change history, Purple Power, because the person who's the number one force on the budget side for a budget bill, the reconciliation, wants to hear from you and needs your support to know he has the American support to do it. And there you go. That is your fourth stimulus recon. What's important to understand is that when you look at this recon, this is very, very exciting times. There is no time or place for what I'm calling calendar Colleen. You know Calendar Colleen, don't you know her? I know Calendar Colleen very well. She's the person who's going to jump in the comments today and say, you know it's September? It's September. It's September. It's September. Did you know it's September? It's September. What are they doing? It's September. Thank you, Calendar Colleen. I really appreciate you for telling me it's September. I did not realize today is September 1st. Thank you. And by the way, next month is October. But it's September. Did you know it's September? It's September. Don't be a Calendar Colleen. Don't be a Calendar Colleen. You need to be a Purple Power. A Purple Power is a person who pushes. Purple Power is a person who advocates. A Purple Power is a person who pushes across the board. Something new at Morning to LA right now is some people have asked me, well, can I ask for a little bit more? Certainly. Absolutely. You can say, you know, I think maybe $2,000 for 3 to 6 months if you want to say that. Certainly. But also understand what people are saying and what people aren't saying. I have seen some people on Twitter saying I won $2,000 for 55 months. I went $500,000 in stimulus checks. Yeah, really? Yeah, that's beautiful. I'd like someone to come on set and cut my hair every day. I just love that. It's just not going to happen. So don't go into sort of the Jetsons zone, because we're not there. We're here in 2021. So don't go into numbers we've never seen or durations we've never seen. Yes, we've all talked about $2,000, but we've never talked about $2,000 for 24 months yet. $24,000 of stimulus checks. Yeah, we've never talked about that on this channel. So keep it in the framework of where advocacy lies. There's a wonderful article out today, this morning, that talks about this very subject matter, which talks about Nancy, Bernie, moderate Democrats, and negotiations among Democrats in general. And everyone negotiates. That's what we're doing right now. We're negotiating. Everyone negotiates among items. But when you negotiate, you have to be in the universe of where things are lying. And boy, this is an exciting time. This is an exciting time because for weeks and weeks, there were always a naysayer that said, I haven't heard from anyone about 4 stimulus checks monthly. Oh yeah, now you do. Now you hear it live and clear on this channel. Live and clear, world exclusive. The number one person in the game wants to give you a monthly stimulus check. And he is not alone. You saw at the start of this video where it was Wyden, Sanders, and also Warren all wanted to have you have a monthly stimulus check. We also have another viewer, WR, who reached out to Chris Coons, Democrat, Delaware, old confidant of Joe Biden, whose staffer told WR when he called out Chris Coons that Chris Coons is trying to put a monthly stimulus check on the Senate side into the 4 stimulus recon as well. So there's a lot of great stuff there happening. This is why it's an exciting time across the board. So let's recap so you understand all the dynamics as we go into noontime. First, 4 stimulus recon, done deal, passed $3.5 trillion. All checks to the American people. So far confirmed, all application-based checks where you pick up the phone and you pounce. If you got $30,000 under third stimulus, imagine how much money you can get on fourth stimulus, which is this big compared to third stimulus. Number 2, a push underway to put stimulus checks in there on top of that. And a stimulus check that comes from IRS versus a check for internet or vision or dental, that doesn't come from IRS. Those are application-based, meaning you pick up the phone. IRS sending stuff out to you. You don't have to pick up the phone, call IRS. They don't want to hear from you. That comes just sort of automatically. Then the call to action. As Bernie Sanders says, I'll do a monthly stimulus check and I'll put it in there as your budget chairman of the budget committee of the budget bill I'm doing. Monthly for a duration of 3 to 6 months or an amount of $1,000 to $1,400 per person, but I need to hear your support. So call up and make sure you're professional, respectful, kind, and polite and say, yes, I want a monthly stimulus check. Yes, you have my support. Hashtag MSC, hashtag Purple Power, hashtag LALATE. Make your voice heard. Don't be calendar calling, because I know it's September. I just really know it's September. And I really know that October's next month. I mean, I think it is. I'm not positive, but I really think it is. And if it isn't, I'll ask calendar calling. Is it September? It's September. Did you know it's September? It's September. What are they doing? It's September. That was July. Then there was August. Now we're in September. Oh, good. I forgot that August was between July and September. And with that, join me next throughout the day with incredible programming. I'm so excited. I'll be joining you with more exciting details that are happening around the clock. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000 to 3,000 likes. And consider becoming a member so that you get all these big, massive sums of money. 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 across the board on the third stimulus. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful morning. I'll see you next on LALATE.